Hi, I'm Ian from Ian Merton Hypnotherapy, and my team and I are specialists in helping people to overcome a variety of different types of driving anxiety. One of the most common things that we help people to overcome is the fear of panicking. A lot of the people that come to us have had a panic attack, usually on a dual carriageway or a motorway, perhaps a busy roundabout. They've had the intense dump of adrenaline. Their fight, flight, freeze response has been activated. There's been the increase in heart rate, the change in breathing rate, sweaty, feeling dizzy. They've had all those physical sensations of anxiety, and then they've feared to put themselves in that situation again, which is perfectly understandable. Few points to kind of really understand here is that the car, the road, the environment did not cause that panic attack. Okay, that panic attack happened because at that period of your life, there was stress and anxiety and maybe little bits of emotion and trauma that had been building up for a sustained period of time, and then pop, right? The pressure cooker overboiled, if you like, when you were driving on that motorway. Now that could have happened at any time of your life, or within any experience. It could have been you're in the supermarket, you could have been in your lounge, you could have been in your garden, right? You could have been at work and you had that panic attack. But because it happened on the motorway, let's say, for example, then from that point onwards, okay, the motorway came the place where the panic attack was activated, or even the thought of going on that road was activated. So what I'm going to share with you now is a way for you to kind of hopefully overcome a panic attack, even when you're driving. Okay. I thought I'd do this because the amount of misinformation out there is absolutely beyond belief, and some of it actually really, really damaging. Some of it is telling you, that you want to breathe in deeply to get oxygen into your lungs. That is the worst piece of advice that can be given to you, because you want to do exact opposite. So let's kind of like recreate a familiar scenario for you maybe. So you're driving on the motorway and something out of the blue triggered your fight, flight, freeze response. Okay. At which point you start to hyperventilate. Right, you lost control of your breathing. That's a real problem. And here's the reason why. Okay, well, as human beings, we know that, generally we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. Okay, when they're happening at a level that our brain expects them to be, okay, all our breathing is subconscious, as it is now. Okay, now if we think about that episode where you had the panic attack, things were normal. Okay, panic attack happened. Adrenaline got dumped into your body, increases your heart rate, increases your breathing rate, hot, sweaty, dizzy, etc. Okay, and then you started doing this. Right, you're throwing out the parameters of what your brain is expecting. Okay, in other words, really, your brain just thinks that you're suffocating. Okay, and at which point the alarm bells start to ring more loudly and more rapidly. Okay, so your brain's going, what do I do? What can I do in this situation? Right, and that primitive part of your brain, driven by your amygdala, can only do one thing in this situation. It can only do the thing which it thinks it's going to help you. It's the thing that's going to help you to flee from this environment, and that is to dump a load of adrenaline into your body. And of course, you want to flee from this situation, but you can't, because you're in control of a car doing 60, 70 miles an hour, right? You'd love to be able to just let go of the steering wheel and jump out the car, but of course you can't do that. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do if you're experiencing this feeling of panic, even when you're driving, okay, is to hold your breath. And do that for about 10 to 15 seconds, because this is what happens. Let's recreate that situation again. Okay, if you hold your breath around about 10 to 15 seconds, you balance out the levels of oxygen and carbon dioxide. You stop the alarm bells from ringing, but you're still holding on to that carbon dioxide within your system. So the first thing to do is then to breathe out for around about 8 seconds. Okay, and then you do the physiological sigh breathing technique, which I've detailed in other videos, and it's literally like this. It's breathing in through your nose, top up, and then breathe out through your mouth for around about the count of 8. So if you breathe in, top up, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's right, and carry on do that breathing technique until you feel calm. Literally what's happened is your fight, flight, freeze response has been triggered by your amygdala, and you've gone into this panic mode. That breathing technique, okay, what it does is it helps you to kind of go from this fight, flight, freeze nervous system into this rest and digest one. It helps the logical part of your brain to take back control. Now, obviously, this isn't going to help you to overcome your driving anxiety long term. It's really there as a tool for you, effective tool for you to use if you ever do feel panic. If you are interested in about, how do we actually resolve this in the long term? Well, we have a proven system. It's called the C.A.L.M.S method. The first step to accessing the C.A.L.M.S method is to book a consultation, which you can do using the link below, which will take you onto my website. You can have a look around about the success stories that we have, what we do. I explain more about driving anxiety in terms of how we overcome it, the structure that we use. So if that's something that's going to be relevant to you, if it's something that you'd like to try and explore, just use the link below, and then we can chat during a consultation.